Taron!
Sorry, love. Gotta save the world.
If you save the world, we can do it in the asshole.
I'll be right back.
This is a quote from a movie many reviewers claimed saved the worst part of the cinema year. And it was a good movie. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm also not saying that personally it was my top 10 cup of tea for that year. But what I am saying is that it's cheesier than the state of Wisconsin. Of course it was action-packed and it was bloody, but it was also corny and it was absurd. And it did things that would be shunned in other movies, but for whatever reason, people were okay with it when it happened in this one because, I don't know, I guess everyone else was liking it. So the question that I want to ask is, when is it okay for a movie to be cheesy? Because Captain America can wear tights and spew one-liners and the whole world loves it, but the moment Steve wants to act melodramatic, everyone skips him? We got men dropping millions to see oversized dudes in Ram Chargers ramming each other, but me rewatching A Walk to Remember is too much? Craziest yet is the people who dug the first Kingsman and all its story, but didn't roll with the second one when, it's exactly the same movie. In one, you got a dude twirling a gun umbrella, and that's completely fine. But an electrocuting lasso? Get yourself out of here. My dudes are fighting in suits in England, and no one questions their flex mobility, but my dudes wearing boots in the States doesn't make sense? I mean, there's a dude in the first one and in the second named AtZ, which is a name I wouldn't even give my dog, but people are calling out a dude for being named Whiskey? Now, in all honesty, I do get there's a difference, and I kind of see that there's a novelty that's kind of being worn off the more that we get sequels, and that happens a lot with Vaughn's projects, where the first one ends up being this really cool thing that gets a lot of people's attention and it sparks it, and then with more sequels, they kind of get dull. I mean, the man was rocking it with Kick-Ass, but then the second one didn't really do that. He started up First Class, and now I personally just want the course to end. So I wonder if it's just the dosage of the cheese that gets to people, if it's certain people doing it that I guess they get a pass and it's okay, or if some of us are just hypocrites who like making other people feel bad for liking cheesy movies while we watch A Talking Raccoon multiple times in theaters. I don't know. I can't explain it for other people, but I can break it down for myself, and to me, I believe it all just depends on execution and on the genre. You know, something like Kingsman is borderline a parody, and its satire allows it to have its puns and just advertise McDonald's like it's no big deal, but it's one of those movies that is set up to go all out, so it should go all out. Because in the age of dark and grittiness, there are movies that are holding back their characters from even smiling, much less cracking a joke. And according to Vaughn, he believes that art opposes what's happening in the world. So when the world was good, art became more serious. And now that the world is bad, people want to be uplifted. I just think people were scared of making movies that were too cheesy. So because movies wanted to be taken more seriously, they had to omit any funny stuff completely. And now we laugh at them because of how far they went. However, I think it's a gamble because what may be funny to one person, somebody else might find it to be corny. What pulls at someone's heartstrings may cause the other person to burst out laughing. But I'd rather see filmmakers take those risks instead of playing it safe or playing it dull. Because again, what may not work for one person may be what makes it someone else's favorite movie. I personally don't care for either Kingsman. I think that they're both at the same level, but even though it doesn't work for me, I'm happy if you loved it. So what I'm saying is, don't feel bad if what you like is cheesy, because ultimately, being cheesy is subjective. I've seen people get embarrassed just because others were more vocal about not liking that specific movie that they did and made them feel ashamed for it. So you know what? Screw those people. If you want to gush about the corny puns in Kingsman, then go out and yell it to the world. If you love the movie so much that you want to sport all of the memorabilia, then get out there and flex that cash. And if you want to put it as your #1 movie of the year, then you should probably watch more movies.